Look at that. This does not look like a matte foundation. To me, this is not a matte foundation at all. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alexis Jones, and in today's video, I will be doing a review and wear test for the Stay Naked Urban Decay Weightless Foundation and the concealer. So yeah, if you guys want to see my review and my thoughts and opinions on this foundation, if you guys want to see how it wears, make sure you guys go ahead and keep on watching. But before you keep watching, make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button down below. It just helps me and lets me know that you guys like the content that I'm posting, and I would really love for you to join the family. We just hit 16,000 subscribers here on my channel, so thank you guys so much for that, and let's just get into the video. For today's video, okay, I have a foundation and concealer review. I was in the Sephora and I was like, I just want some new makeup. Like, I haven't had new makeup in a while. Like, I haven't had any new foundation. I'm typically the type of person that I like to stick to the same foundation, same concealer, basically the same routine that I do every day because I'm comfortable with it and I know that it's gonna look good. So I'm like, I don't really like trying complexion products because I never know what I'm gonna get when I'm trying complexion products. So anyways, I was in Sephora and I picked up the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation by Urban Decay, and I also picked up the concealer as well. So that's what I'm going to be trying out today for you guys. Okay, so just a little bit about the foundation. It is a breathable, flexible, real skin, matte, medium buildable coverage. It does not transfer. It minimizes the appearance of pores. It's true to color, waterproof with a vegan formula, and it does not contain any animal-derived ingredients or byproducts. So I'm super excited to try this foundation. You also get 1 ounce in this foundation, and it lasts up to 24 hours. Now, I'm super worried about all these products because I have dry skin. I am a dry skin girl, okay? I am the queen of dry skin. Welcome to the desert. I am the congregation of dry skin, basically. Like, I'm nervous, so we're just gonna jump straight into it because I'm kind of tired of talking. So we're gonna jump straight into it. So to prime my face, I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I love this primer. It's so hydrating on the skin. So basically, I'm gonna be trying to use all hydrating products today just to basically help, because I'm trying to give this foundation a fair shot, and I'm already going into it with a negative mindset because, like I said, I do have dry skin, and this is a matte formula foundation and concealer, so we'll see. I love this primer. It feels so good on my skin. So I'm also gonna go in with my Farsali Skin Tune Blur. I love this stuff because it blurs my pores. It makes my pores appear a little, makes my pores appear smaller than they actually, oops. Jesus, I'm just all over the place. It makes my pores look smaller, basically is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to rub this in. I mainly focus this on my T-zone just because that's basically where I tend to have pores, or large pores rather. So I'm just focusing that right here in this area. I'm really nervous about trying this foundation, but I'm also excited because it's not often that I buy new foundations that I have not tried already. Like, I'll replace my old foundations, but buying new foundations, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna set all of that in place. I'm gonna be using my Laura Mercier translucent powder in medium deep. This is darker than my skin, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify right now, so before you guys start roasting me in the comments. It is darker than my skin, but it also helps with color correcting for me, so I don't really mind using it. I'm just pressing that in, and I'm using a Sonia Kashuk sponge. This is basically just evening out my skin tone, filling in my pores. So that's basically why I like using it. I was using the regular Laura Mercier powder to do this, but then I ran out of it, and I just have 2 of these ones from Gratis when I worked at Sephora just sitting around. So I'm like, I'm gonna use them, and that's just gonna have to be the end of that, okay? Going in with the foundation first. I am in the shade 61 Neutral or 61 NN. That's what it says on the thing, 61 NN. Ooh, I like the packaging. The packaging is super cute. That's mainly what drew me to the product when I was going to, when I was looking at Sephora for new stuff to buy. The packaging definitely caught my eye, as well as the concealer packaging. In the concealer, I'm in the shade 60 NN. So yeah, the packaging is basically super duper cute, and that's when I fell in love and I was like, I definitely want to try it. So I'm gonna start off with 2 pumps of this foundation. This is what it looks like on the back of my hand. As you can see, it's pretty runny. So yeah, and I'm just gonna apply that mainly into my problem areas first, which is basically like my cheeks and stuff like that. And I'm gonna blend that out with a sponge, with just this brush right here. You guys know this is my brush that I got from cosmetology school. So, for this to be a matte foundation, I'm not feeling dry at all, which is crazy. Right now, I'm not. Upon blending this out, it does not feel dry in the slightest. I'm definitely gonna need more because that was basically everything that was on my hand, and I'm not even done. I only did half of my face, but it did say that it's a medium coverage, which I definitely am seeing. I'm definitely seeing a medium coverage from this foundation. I'm not seeing any full coverage, but it's buildable, so that's good. So if you like, I personally prefer a foundation that is medium because I can build it up, like medium to full coverage, because I can build it up. I don't really want a foundation that's already full coverage because, you know, then it just starts getting cakey. Excuse me, my strap is coming off. Thank you. So yeah, normally I don't really like matte foundations because they dry my skin out like immediately when putting them on, but while I'm using this product, my face doesn't feel dry like at all. And that's crazy. Look at that, my skin looks bomb. Like, it's crazy because this is a matte foundation, but my skin doesn't feel dry. My skin doesn't look dry. It looks very hydrated on my skin. So I'm super impressed with this. I mean, upon looking at it, I don't think it's a matte foundation. While it's on my skin, I don't feel like it's a matte foundation. Maybe a soft matte or like a velvet, but it's still shiny. Like, you can still see like a glow on my skin. So I don't necessarily know if I would consider this a matte foundation personally. I'm gonna do a little bit of color correcting, going in with my Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 360. This one is like maybe a hair too dark for me in the concealer, but in the foundation it's my perfect match. So I'm just using this just to kind of conceal in my areas that are like dark. To blend that out, I'm gonna go in with my sponge. This is from Juno & Co. They're microfiber sponges, and I'm obsessed with this sponge. So I'm just using this to blend everything out. And the thing I like about this sponge is it does not take off any of your product. It just puts it down and just picks up barely. Like, look at that, the excess. If I'd have used a regular sponge, I feel like this sponge would have been like super duper, like full of makeup already. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it just looks, my mouth just looks brighter. It didn't really do much. It just brightened this area up for me. That's basically what I was looking for. And then I'm just gonna switch to the top part and use that to blend everything out and make sure it's like an even canvas for myself. I've been using this sponge for a couple weeks now, and I'm like obsessed with it. I just hit 16K on YouTube, maybe like 3 or 4 days ago. So I wanted to come on here and genuinely say thank you guys so much for 16K. I know I haven't really been consistent or anything like that, but I'm working on it. I'm trying my best. So thank you guys so much for 16K, and I really, really appreciate it. Like, thank you. I just really thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. Ooh, my skin looks good. I'm so shocked. I didn't think I was gonna like this foundation. My skin looks so good. Look at that. This does not look like a matte foundation. To me, this is not a matte foundation at all. So I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Tantour Bronzer in the shade Medium. I'm obsessed with this sponge. Okay, moving on to the concealer. Like I said, I'm in the shade 60 Neutral. This is also a matte concealer, so I'm super nervous about that. But it's a full coverage concealer, so let's see. I love the color of this. It's like the perfect color for my skin tone. I definitely want to see how this concealer layers under the eye, so we're definitely going to be layering it. But in the meantime, I'm just applying it to the areas of my face that I basically want to highlight. You guys already know the drill. I'm going to let this concealer sit for a little bit. I need to brush my hair out. I'm going to let my concealer sit just so that it can, when you let your concealer sit, the longer you let it sit, basically the thicker the concealer gets, and it really doesn't move much. So I'm gonna see how this concealer does with like not moving. It's been about, I would say about 2 or 3 minutes, so I'm going to blend this out, but I need a mirror to be up close and personal. So clean that off. I don't know why all my mirrors around my house are dirty. Like, who does that? It's very easy to blend out. I feel like this concealer is super easy to blend out, but I'm not really seeing like a full coverage. I don't know. Let me blend all of this out first before I say anything. Ooh, okay. This concealer is blending out. I'm so like shocked because of the fact that these products are claiming to be matte, but they don't feel matte on my skin, if that makes sense. So I'm just a little confused by that, because every time I tried a matte foundation, I did not like it because it was matte and I have dry skin. So I'm a little bit confused, but it looks great though nonetheless. Look at that. Does my skin look flawless? Like, my skin looks like a filter right now. It looks so flawless. That's insane. Urban Decay just might have snapped. Like, I'm gonna add one more layer of concealer because one, I just want to see how it builds up, and two, I love concealer. So I'm gonna add another layer of concealer. Yeah, that looks flawless. I'm not even gonna front. That looks bomb. And now we have to hurry up and set this in place before it starts moving. I'm gonna go in with my Hourglass translucent setting powder. I love this powder because it sets your face, but it still gives your skin like a very luminous glow. So I really like that powder. It's been my go-to powder lately. It's super expensive though. It's $60, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's so worth it. I hate when I get like those little nasty eye boogers. Like, get out of here. So you see how it set my face, but it doesn't look super dry. That's why I like this translucent powder. Boom. So even with setting powder, this does not feel matte like at all. This foundation feels so good on my skin. I mean, it feels a tad bit tight, but once I spray it with some setting spray, I think it'll be perfectly fine. So in all honesty, I'm actually just gonna set the parts of my face where I actually get super oily, just because I don't really wanna overset my face and I'm using a matte foundation, because I feel like that's just going to be a disaster waiting to happen, because like I said, I do have dry skin. So I'm basically just gonna set my T-zone and set my smile lines. That's basically all I'm going to set, because I don't want to overset my face and then I don't like the foundation because it's super cakey or because it's super matte. So basically that's all I'm going to set. And then I'm just going to take a tad bit on my nose, and then whatever's left over, I'm just going to put that on my forehead. So I'm going to finish the rest of my face real quick. I might do a little time lapse for you guys, just, you know, just because you guys see me do my makeup all the time, so I'm gonna finish the rest of my face really quickly. Alright you guys, so I just finished my makeup, and just finishing my makeup right now, I'm super duper impressed. For this to be a matte formula foundation and concealer, it looks bomb. It feels amazing on the skin. I'm just obsessed with it. My skin looks like a filter. It looks so flawless. It looks amazing. Like, I don't have any issues with the product at all. Like, any one of the products. I'm obsessed with the concealer and I'm obsessed with the foundation. So right now it is, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is 5:18 p.m. So I'm gonna go run a few errands or whatever, do what I have to do, and then I'll come back in a couple of hours and do a check-in for you guys. And then once I do my check-in, that's when I'll give you guys like my final thoughts and what I actually think about the product and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alrighty you guys, so I am back. As you can see, I'm so tired. Well, my energy is low because I'm tired, but it is 9 o'clock, 8:58 basically is 9 o'clock. I've been wearing this foundation for about 4.5 hours, And my final verdict is I love this foundation, okay? When I tell you, this is like probably gonna be my new favorite, like, go-to foundation. I'm obsessed with this foundation. Normally when I wear foundations, after about 45 minutes to an hour, I start to crease in my smile lines really bad, and around my nose right here, extremely bad. No matter what foundation it is, no matter what setting powder I use, no matter what technique I use, I always seem to crease really badly, and I always seem to get oily right in this area. So although I have dry skin, I still tend to get oily in my T-zone, so that's why I like to put the powder before I do my foundation, so that way it kind of counteracts and help absorb some of those oils before they come through my foundation. Okay, so for this foundation, I just wanted to zoom in so you guys can see my mouth area. This is typically where my foundation wears off the most, is around my mouth. And as you can see, there's not a smile. I mean, there's a little baby one right here, but it's like barely there. So around my mouth is typically right, like all up in here and right here around my nose is typically where I start to basically crease the most. And I've been wearing this foundation for almost 5 hours and nothing. Like, I mean, my lipstick is almost gone, but nothing. If I had to rate this foundation a 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, I would definitely rate this foundation a 10. And that's a big claim for me, especially because this is a matte foundation. I love it. I mean, I have no negatives to say about it. The only thing that I do have to say is that I'm not sure how I feel about them saying that it's a matte foundation, because I don't know, like, I mean, on the website it does say that it's made for all skin types, including dry skin, but I just don't feel like this is a matte foundation. Based on the foundations that I know that are matte, this is not matte. In my opinion, this is not matte, because even before setting the foundation, it still had a glow to it. It still had like a natural glow to my skin, and I feel like matte foundations typically don't have that glow. I think the reason that I like this foundation the most, the number one thing that won me over with this foundation, is the fact that I do not have any creases at all anywhere around my mouth, and the fact that it's not pulling on any of my dry patches. It doesn't look cakey or anything like that. So yeah, this foundation and concealer, I love them both. And the concealer too. The concealer looks really good. I don't think I'm gonna say this concealer is a full coverage. I think it's a very heavy medium coverage, because I can still see some of my like blue right here in this little area. I can still see a tint of blue, and if this was full coverage, you wouldn't be able to see that. So yeah, I mean, I love it though. I love the concealer, I love the foundation. I think they are amazing. They go perfectly together, and they mesh well with all the other products that I use on a daily basis. I think this is the best that my skin has looked in a very long time, honestly. So yeah, like I said, I'll give both of these products a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend them. So with that being said, I do want to do one more test, which is the flash photography test. I really just want to see what this foundation looks like with a flash. I want to make sure that it looks good. I want to make sure that, you know, like, it's not going to look crazy, because I really love this foundation, but it has to pass the flash test for me, because of the fact that I take a lot of flash photography photos, and I'm always in front of a camera or some sort of something. So let's just go ahead and test it out. Oh, I didn't even have my flash on. Okay. I'm really nervous. I hope this foundation passes the flash photography test. Let's see. Okay. I like it. I think it looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna insert that picture right here. That way you guys can see that picture. So I think it looks super good. The flash looks amazing. It does make, I don't know if it's the shirt that's making my skin look a little bit yellow, or if it's the flash that makes my skin look a little bit yellow, but it is pulling a little bit more yellow than I would like with the flash photography, but I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. Like I said, there is minimal creasing around my mouth area, and right here around my nose is a little bit of creasing. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close out today's video because I am tired and I have to be up at like 5 a.m. to go watch my husband do initial drill. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for giving me 20 minutes of your time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. If you have made it this far, you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click the bell. That way you're notified every single time I upload. And if you are already subscribed, make sure you are liking my videos and leaving me comments. That way I know you like the content that I'm posting. And that's gonna be the end, guys. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.